That's awesome.
I don't like where this is going. Stop! Stop! No, 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 no! Please, Larry, you don't understand. You don't know what you're doing here.
You know, that's what the people that were trying to approve this movie were thinking when they watched the movie, and they're like, "Oh my god, we got to make this X-rated, guys, because this is too violent. This is too gross. We can't do this. No, 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 no. We can't release this." And then they changed it to rated R, and apparently this was supposed to be the most violent and gruesome movie of all time. I don't see it.
What a sleeper, am I right? The only
I
cool
know.
thing about this was the Fangoria magazine cover. That was cool.
That was indeed very, very cool.
Yeah.
Other than that, I agree. This is the cure to insomnia, because my God, was this movie boring. Hello, everybody.
Yeah, it feels longer than it really is.
It
like,
really
when I
does.
first saw it, I was just like, okay, this is nothing like the first two. Say what you want about the second movie, at least it was entertaining.
I don't know what the hell this movie was, but hello, everybody. That was the cold open to today's show. We're back again. It's been like what? Oh my God, how long has it been since we talked about Texas?
At least a couple months. I had a very bad work schedule that I had to get around.
It was 2 months ago, but we're back, and what a way to come back to Texas Chainsaw 3. Oh, I'm sorry, Leatherface Texas Chainsaw Massacre 3. Not the last Texas Chainsaw movie that's going to be called Leatherface.
Not the other Leatherface movie where it's his origin.
Shh, we're not
Not
there
to
in the
be
anime
confused
yet.
with.
We can't spoil the anime yet. We can't
the anime.
We can't spoil the anime twist that's going to be Leatherface.
Oh God, dude.
Man, this movie, I feel like the backstory to this movie was slightly more interesting than the making of the movie, that is, than the actual movie itself, because
it always is. It's like I always find like the backgrounds usually more interested than the movies, as long as it's a movie I'd like dislike.
Yeah, and just because it's not going to be realistically, we're not really there's not a whole lot to talk about with this movie. It's just a whole lot of nothing. So I figured it'd be somewhat more interesting if I talked a little bit about the production of this film. So remember New Line Cinema? Those guys,
unfortunately,
they produced the Nightmare on Elm Street movies. Well, Bob Shea was like, you know what? We need to buy another horror franchise. We need to really establish ourselves as a titan in the industry, even though they produced Nightmare on Elm Street. They're like, no, we need something else. How about we buy Texas Chainsaw Massacre from Canon? And then that's what they did. There's no real plot twist there. And then Bob Shaye's like, all right, you know how the second movie was a comedy? Well, guess what? We're just gonna steer away from that. That's just stupid. That's ridiculous. We're gonna make a new huge franchise. And they apparently they shot a teaser trailer with Kane Hodder as Leatherface, which honestly sounds fucking awesome. By the way, I mean,
I think that was the only time he played Leatherface.
I think so. Well, no, I think he did motion capture for the game. I think.
Oh, he might have. Was he in Mortal Kombat?
He might have. I think he did motion capture for the Texas Chainsaw game, I think.
Yes. He also did the voice.
Oh, okay. See, you know what? The fact they did bring in Kane Hodder as Leatherface for this movie shameful.
Yeah.
Oh well, actually no, he was a stunt coordinator for the movie. So you know what?
At least he did something.
Yeah. They hired David Shell, who apparently was rewriting Nightmare on Elm Street 5 to write this movie. That I don't know why you would hire that guy, but you know what? It's fine. It's whatever. Tom Savini and Peter Jackson were considered to make this movie, which
How do you consider Tom Savini? You get him.
Right? And then they had Peter Jackson, who, spoiler alert, made the Lord of the Rings movies. Like, you could have had something great here, but they didn't do that. Also, like, during production, there was a wildfire, too, which, that was pretty crazy.
Oh.
And like we said in the cold open, this film was rated had an X rating because it was very graphic and very violent.
I wouldn't say it's like more violent than like I don't know, like the other movies. Like the second movie starts with a dude getting his head cut in half. Like I don't know, like.
Well,
I think that's crazy.
Yeah, I mean, but we don't know because apparently they cut a lot out of this movie to get it back to the rated R rating that it got.
Unfortunately, that happens with a lot of horror movies, and it's always like there's already ones that have a lot going wrong with it, and then just to top it on that, it just kind of pulls the legs out from under it. It sucks. It's like the only good thing I can say about this movie is that they're still Sawyers, baby.
Yeah, I mean, at least they got that right.
Yeah, and then they turn it to like Hewitts and then Slaughter. I'm like, why can't you just call them the Sawyers? Like, where's my representation?
Copyright issue.
Bro, give me $2 and I'll let them do it.
Yes. That is very fair. So I don't know what the budget for this movie is. I'm gonna do a quick little research here.
Oh, game time.
It's time for what is the budget? What was the budget for this movie? I need to know. Oh, thenumbers.com. It doesn't show anything about its budget. It just shows its box office.
It did not want to share that budget.
Yeah, they don't. They're embarrassed. Wait, hang on a minute. A page for trip. Ooh, wait a minute. Hold on. Apparently, the budget was $2 million.
I mean, that's not like terrible. What does that mean in like back then money?
You know what? That is a great question. Let me look it up. $2 million.
In 1990.
Is that when it came out? 1990?
Yep.
Oh my god. In January? Oh, see, if it was a movie released in January, it of course was going to be bad.
It's going to be a tax write-off.
Yeah, exactly.
Dude, any movie comes out in January is always a tax write-off. Don't see it.
You know what? That's a great point. Value of $2 million in 1990 is equivalent to about $4,893,634.28.
So that's not awful. I was expecting way more because our inflation is crazy.
I agree. Inflation today is very crazy.
Yeah.
My
so
God. I wish we had the inflation back then. But no, we can't have that, unfortunately.
Nah, you have to have it now that we're adults.
I know, it's devastating. So now it's time to play this quick game. How much money do you think this movie made?
I think it made... I want to say it made like 1 million.
Ooh, you're way off.
Am I like over?
No.
Really? Okay.
Yeah.
So it made money? Okay. 10 million?
No.
Really? Okay, okay.
Yeah.
Alright, I'll do one more and then you gotta tell me. 15 million.
You're way off. It made 5.8 million.
Oh. I mean, it made money, kind of. Not much. It made some, like, scraps to cover, like, expenses and marketing.
Yeah, but
If that.
it is unfortunately considered a critical and financial failure.
Yeah, I mean, I haven't heard any good things about it. It's just not it.
This this whole movie, I guess, to just sort of wrap it all up into a bow here, this movie was not very good.
No.
I wouldn't call it the worst movie I've ever seen. I wouldn't even call it the worst movie we've covered on this show, but it's not very good.
No.
I'd argue it's a very lame duck movie.
Yeah, it's very bland.
I think that is
boring.
the word for it. Very bland and boring. And you know what? I'll give the movie this. And the only reason why I'm not going to be like, oh my God, this is the most disastrous movie in cinema is at least it's shot very well. And you could tell there was effort put into this movie. It's just not done well.
No. They had a lot working against them, with, like, you know, like, the budget and, like, just the times when it came to, like, heavy censorship. But it's also just, like, the story's just not good. It doesn't make sense. Like, the first time I ever watched it, I'm like, why does Leatherface have a daughter? Did, like, we forget he's, like, mentally a child himself? And it's like, who's the young guy? I can't even remember their names. It's like, who's the young guy? Who's the other guy? You know, who's the grandma lady? Why does Leatherface have a blinged out chainsaw? They're like poor hillbillies. The only person I recognize is Grandpa. And even then, I'm like, didn't he die? Like, Leatherface in the last movie, he got his, like, guts ripped out with a chainsaw when fighting the mayor. What? Did we, like, forget about all of that? Is it a soft reboot? Like, I can't tell.
I mean, he had a knee brace on, so I don't know.
A knee brace for a chainsaw in the gut.
I listen. I'm just saying. I'm just trying to make some sort of an argument here, but
I can't do it.
there's no argument to be made. Like, I don't really know if you could classify this as a sequel or a soft reboot because it's referencing stuff that's happening from Texas Chainsaw 2, but like at the same time, they don't really acknowledge it.
Yeah, it's like they try to do kind of realistic, but it's like this man literally got gutted. We were forgetting that.
It makes no sense. And
It's
may
like,
I add, the two main characters are bland, and I just don't like them. I don't even know their names.
Marty McFly's mom and PewDiePie. That's
you know
what they
what?
look like.
You know what? She does actually look like Marty McFly's mom. Not
Lorraine.
Lorraine in Texas Chainsaw.
Let's call her Lorraine.
I don't even know her name. I'm just gonna call her. Apparently, her name's Michelle. I'm calling her fucking Lorraine from now on because that's
Lorraine.
just Lorraine.
For real.
I don't know. I don't really see PewDiePie in the guy.
It's just because he's a blonde white guy.
That's fair.
It's the glasses for me, because he's got those round glasses.
He's just nerdy white guy.
Nerdy white guy.
I mean, you got Lorraine and nerdy white guy.
Yeah.
Apparently, like looking at the cast list, apparently Caroline Williams has an uncredited role as Stretch, but I don't think she's in the movie though.
I never caught her. I mean, I know, like, in one of the Texas Chainsaw movies, I think it was 4 or something. I don't know. There's like a Sally cameo because Marilyn Burns was the girl on the stretcher. So maybe it was something like that, like a blink and you miss it.
It's possible, but
I definitely missed it.
I missed it too because I couldn't see her at all in the movie.
Yeah.
I will also say, I don't know if you caught this, but the opening to this movie kind of felt like the opening to A Nightmare on Elm Street when you have Leatherface creating like his face mask, but in the
Yeah.
Nightmare movie, like he's making the glove. It almost felt like almost like kind of a cheeky reference, I would like to say, because it's New Line
Yeah.
Cinema. But at the same
I was
time,
gonna
I'm like,
say.
I don't know if I'd go that far. I don't think they're that smart. But if that was on purpose, that's a very cheeky cameo or a cheeky reference there. So, you know what?
Yeah.
Whether intentional or unintentional, I'll give you a little golf clap for a little bit of effort. That
But like
said,
the chainsaw makes me angry because like where did he get that and how could he afford it, bro? They own a gas station at best.
I mean, to be fair, he
It's
does.
gold and silver. That thing wouldn't even work.
To be fair, he also owns a couple other pieces of technology. So I mean, it's
But
not.
it's so gaudy. It doesn't fit the grindhouse type feel. It's so cheap looking. Like it looks bad. It looks fake. It doesn't fit the aesthetic of the movie. It's just like, oh, we had a gold-plated chainsaw. Let's put it in the movie. And it says the saw is family, a line from like the last two movies, and I'm just like, this is so dumb. You killed off the characters who said that. It's like, oh, let's just put them on this ugly chainsaw.
So I'm gonna make a counter argument here. I think the chainsaw looks cool. However,
Oh,
I will also agree with you and say that it does not fit the tone of the movie. Like
yeah,
it's a cool looking design. I think if it was in any other movie, I would have said, oh, that's pretty sick. This one, I'm just like, I agree with you. It doesn't look right, especially when you look at the overall tone and feel of the movie. That said, I think the design's cool. It's just I wish it was in a better movie or a movie that
yeah.
made sense. Um, you know, also like they wanted to make this movie more serious, but they have like Leatherface or whoever is like driving a truck with like human skin on it. I'm just like,
Yeah, like Leatherface, like what made him like scary is that he was like sympathetic in the sense of like, oh, he doesn't know what he's doing. He just knows that this is what his family wants done. And they kind of take that away from him. And like, I don't mind character growth, don't get me wrong, but it just feels very out of nowhere of how independent he is when like literally just like the last two movies he was being like bullied and battered by his family and they're dead now, but it still just feels very out of character, I guess. It's like there's just nothing. He's not a verbal yeah, he's not a verbal character, so it's like hard to like follow where he's going, I guess. So to
yeah,
see him in the next movie start driving a truck, it's just strange to me. It's like how do we get here?
like this man doesn't know like basic like human language, and yet
Yeah.
he's gonna drive a truck. Make sense.
And have a daughter? Like come on,
Yeah,
bro.
that's another whole can of worms. I mean, this whole like the beginning of the movie was just like it almost felt like you were watching something that wasn't even a Texas Chainsaw movie, because the first like good chunk of the movie, it's just this couple riding in the car, Lorraine and nerdy white guy. They're arguing in the car, and
Yeah.
it was like a what? Like, and then like I will say this movie just beat you over the head a little bit with all the weird, creepy, like imagery, I guess, because
Yeah.
it just felt like it was, what's the word? I like compared to how subtle it was in in the first Texas Chainsaw movie, this one feels like it's just trying way too hard.
Yeah.
It's just it doesn't work. It's just kind of like it just doesn't look great. You know? I
No.
mean, well, okay. Let me rephrase that. the imagery itself looks great and all.
Yeah, like cinematography is fine.
Yeah, the cinematography and the visuals look good. It's just it just doesn't work for this movie. It's just trying way too hard to be scary. And I'm gonna say that too. This movie is not fucking scary. I don't know
No.
what these people are saying. Like on the poster it says the most controversial horror film ever is finally here. I don't really
That's
know
gotta
what's
be marketing. Like, there's
It's
no
marketing.
way.
There was nothing controversial about this movie. This is paint by numbers horror film.
The
Like,
scariest part about the movie is when Lorraine like goes to use the bathroom and someone's watching her. Like, that's it. Like, yeah, that's scary.
but it's
That's
not.
it. That's it.
But it doesn't make me go, "Oh my god! This is I'm like horrified. I'm gonna pee my pants." You know, it was
Yeah.
just, it was creepy and it was kind of scary. It wasn't good though. It was just kind of blah. It just was kind of dumb. Like this whole movie is just such a lame duck. I think we're gonna keep coming back to this. It's just lame. Like it's
Part of
not.
it is also the censorship, but like
Yeah. But even without the censorship, I don't know how much of that would have really saved this movie. To be fair.
yeah, they should have made like a director's cut or something. It's like had more going in it.
I don't know if they did make. Did they make? They had to have, right?
I don't know. Did they?
Let's see here. Apparently, they did. They did release an unrated version. So I mean,
Interesting.
they released the unrated version on Blu-ray February 13th, 2018.
Oh, really? I didn't even. That was way after I like first saw it, so if I didn't keep up, I wouldn't have
In
known.
2003, they did release the film on DVD with an R-rated and unrated version. So I don't know. Apparently there was special features where it's a compilation of like unrestored raw deleted scenes. So with an explanation of why these scenes did not make the final cut. So that's very interesting. That being said, again, I don't know how much that really saves the movie because, granted, this movie has other issues, but I just find that very interesting. And they do have, this movie does have an original soundtrack as well, which
Interesting.
Apparently it got a 2 out of 5 rating for a soundtrack, so wasn't great.
I mean, I don't remember a damn track, so
I don't remember it either, so also let's bring this up too. Like I think we brought this up earlier. The new additions to the family make no sense.
oh yeah, I know. Like they're just like, oh, they're here now, and it's like, okay, who are you people? Why should I care? Why do you exist? It's like, how much like, do you know how many years like after the second movie this takes place? Because they're not clear on any of that.
I mean, it would have had to have been quite. I don't know
Well, because it's like this little girl's like 10 years old, and it's like Leatherface didn't have a daughter in the second movie. Or the first.
Again, I mean, it's very hard. That's tough because it feels like it's one of those things where, again, I don't really know if this should be considered a soft reboot or sequel because it's not referencing a whole lot about the last movie other than like references. And there's this new family which makes no sense.
It's just confusing.
It's very confusing. Like right out of the gate, I knew the gas station guy was going to be one of the new like Sawyer people because he was like very weird.
He's
very
creepy and obvious. It's so obvious.
And then Tex, I just remember Tex because he had the cowboy hat. Like you kind of saw him being a Sawyer right away because like they were gonna do that twist
Inbred
character. Hillbilly. Yeah. And then you had the heavy smoker mom where she came from, I don't know. And then Leatherface's daughter, which makes no sense. I also agree with you.
Okay.
And yet somehow this new family's more slightly normal than the last one, I guess. But saying they're normal is not really saying much because they're still weird and
Yeah, but like
crazy.
the joy about it was like, oh, they're like crazy, but they just have their own way of living. And now it just feels like super forced, like, oh yeah, they're evil. They're gonna eat you now. Like, okay.
I mean, there were and the sad part is there's like a couple parts in this movie where like it would have looked really cool, like the whole like the nerdy white guy's like head getting smashed with a mallet. Like I thought that would have been looked cool if it wasn't for the censorship. And
Yeah.
and you do have like a couple creepy things where like the nails are going through the like her like Lorraine's arms there.
Yeah,
Which,
that is kind of gruesome, but it's still not like insanity for like a horror movie. Like,
no.
it's a movie about cannibalism. Of course people are gonna be like doing gruesome things.
Yeah, but again, compared to the last couple movies, it's not very creative.
It doesn't feel as disturbing.
No.
Which is like,
Again,
it's a movie about cannibalism. Like, come on. How do you like fail at doing that?
it just feels very forced, which
Yeah.
I feel like that's another thing of this movie. It feels like it's trying way too hard to be scary that it's not scary.
Yeah. If it's forced, for sure.
It's just not great. Like I think that's just almost like I feel like that's just the poetic way to kind of sum this movie up is it's just not great. There's
It's
nothing.
mid.
It's just mid. Like I'd even say it's below mid because
Yeah.
it's not the worst thing ever, but it's not offensively bad. I think maybe we should preface that by saying it's not offensively terrible, but it's not good.
No. I mean, it definitely upsetted me when I was 14. I was like, yo, what the hell was that?
Like watching now, I'm just like, it's okay.
Somebody said they liked it, like, whatever. I heavily disagree, but, like, whatever.
Like, it's not one of those movies where I'm going to be like, I'm going to fight you over if you like it. If you like it, I could kind of understand. But,
it's just, I don't know, I have no passion about this movie.
Yeah.
So it's like, there's just no passion with it. So it's like,
no.
It's like I can't tell if they like actually wanted to bring it back or if they just wanted a cash grab, because like I genuinely can't tell. It's like that writing that fine line.
Yeah, and see, that's a good point because New Line already had A Nightmare on Elm Street, which was already a profitable franchise.
And New
on its
Line's
own.
known for being greedy.
They are greedy.
Yeah.
Look at their track record. Good God. They are greedy. That's nobody's going to deny that. But I could see the logic behind it where it's like, okay, we have A Nightmare on Elm Street, and I think by this point I don't know if they got Jason. I don't think they got Friday the 13th at this point. I think they only had A Nightmare on Elm Street because they didn't get it until after Part 8 came out. So I don't know if they had the Friday the 13th rights yet, which they could have.
Yeah.
But it felt like they were trying to buy up all these properties and IPs because they were trying to make something like money. Because realistically, I think Freddy versus Jason was kind of in the works at this time, but they were trying to figure out how to make it work. So this was kind of New Line trying. I don't want to put it out there because I don't think this was the plan, but it almost felt like they wanted to try to establish like a horror cinematic universe, which
I wouldn't be surprised, but I'm not sure.
Cause trust me, I would believe either story. If they weren't planning it and they just wanted Texas Chainsaw Massacre because they just wanted it and they made this movie to justify them paying for it, which, whatever. That makes sense. But at the same time, these were the same guys that wanted Pinhead at the end of Freddy versus Jason. So, who knows?
Yeah.
So this movie is it just felt like, and I think we talked about this, or we just mentioned it, but this movie does feel like they just made it to turn around and be like, all right, well, we just bought the rights. I guess we got to make this movie now. So here we go. I will say I do like Benny. I think Benny's like probably the only character in this movie that I kind of liked.
Is he the older guy or the younger guy?
I think he was like the bald guy, and he has like the machine gun at the end or whatever gun.
Oh, okay, yeah.
I mean, I guess he was cool. It's not really saying much though, because like everybody else is like everybody's like the characters in this movie are just so bland. Like they're so bland, they're not memorable. I just couldn't care about these characters, unfortunately.
Yeah.
I mean, I mean, we pretty much covered it. I mean, like at the end, like there's this huge gunfight, of course, because they're the last two movies, they had the big finale at the Sawyer house or the Sawyer locations, and then I mean, of course, we have to talk about guns because of course we got to have guns in this movie.
Yeah, I thought was scary about like the first two movies is that the character didn't really have weapons, and then you got a guy with a chainsaw, and it just felt very like gritty in that sense. That it's like, oh, it's so bloody and gruesome, and they're getting all like cut up and beat up, and like it's this awful heat, and it just makes you feel tired just watching it because there's so much happening with the character. They're just going through it. And this movie, it just feels so. It's not as impactful when it comes to like the actual violence. It just feels like I'm watching any other like slasher movie.
There's also a huge explosion,
which is nice, but I gotta say, strange choice.
it is very strange. I mean, we did get a huge explosion in the last one, so I mean,
yeah.
So I guess that's fine, but it does kind of like again, like this is just a little tinfoil hat, but this almost kind of comes off as like almost a foreshadowing, if you will, about who's gonna get the rights after who's gonna make the next two after the fourth movie doesn't do well. Mr. Michael Bay is gonna be producing the remakes, which oh boy. And then like it's just the whole third act is just not great. It's not eventful. It's just not interesting to me, at least. Yeah, I don't really have much else to say about this movie. I mean, they're really
don't. It's just stretched out.
Yeah, like I tried stretching this out as much as I could, but let's kind of call it for what it is. This movie,
we don't need to overbloat.
Yeah, this movie is just kind of nothing. I mean, just to give my final thoughts on it, it's for a horror movie, it's kind of serviceable, I guess. Like, it's a movie where if you want to just have background noise, or if you're just curious, or
you like the franchise.
Yeah, it's fine. It's not a movie I would personally recommend. It's a movie I would be like, if you're interested or you're curious, check it out. If you can find the unrated version, then I would say maybe check that out because that might be slightly better. Otherwise, I would just say you're not really missing much here.
I'm upset that I didn't know about the unrated version. I just watched the regular version and called it a day.
I did too.
This is boring.
It's not great. It's which is kind of a shame because, like I said earlier, it looks good.
Yeah, like it's a nice looking film. They definitely had a budget there. They were getting more into the like I don't want to say big budget, but more like mainstream kind of like look to it. Which, like movies are gonna get there when they get more money and they're more known and more time passes. You get better equipment.
Yeah.
But unfortunately, the script wasn't there.
It felt like most of the budget went to the cinematography, and that was pretty much about it. And and to give the actors somewhat a little bit,
I was gonna say
they
not
tried.
Bad.
No, they tried for what they could.
Not much there.
No, it's just an uneventful movie that felt like it was made to justify the purchase. It's not like it's fine, but it's not. I wouldn't recommend it. I guess that's
It
kind of the way
wasn't
I
a
would say.
needed sequel.
No. Like, if you want to do something with this IP, granted, I know that they're going to do the reboot thing, like, much later, but I feel like, especially at this point, you could have probably rebooted it, because at this point, it's... I don't really know how much story you could have told after that, after the second movie.
Yeah.
And if you want to go back to its horror roots, you could have just made a remake, but the problem is, even with that, it still would have been way too soon to do it, almost. So, but again, with the cinematography and with everything going into it, with this new family, you could have just the reboot thing would have made more sense.
Yeah, it probably would have been better too, because then you can at
Yeah.
least have your own like free reign on what you can do with it, even if it
Yeah.
was still bad ideas.
Yeah, like establish exactly. You could have established your own characters. You could have established your own story. Like, this movie just feels like it wanted to go down that rabbit hole almost, but then they were like, maybe we shouldn't because of reasons. And it's just overall not a very sound film.
No.
If I had to rate this movie, I'd give it like a 4 out of 10. Like, it's not anything special. Like, it's...
I agree. 4 out of 10 seems very fitting. It's not like horrible, but it's not great. It's just fine, under fine. But it's just like the movie's just so bland, and I really didn't enjoy it. I just like I'm not passionate about it because there's just not much there for me. So it's just kind of like I don't like hate it, but I don't love it. I'm just kind of like, yeah, the movie exists.
Realistically, I felt like personally a 3 was a little too low for it because it's not that
Yeah,
bad. But
it's not the worst thing.
I thought like a 5 was also way too generous, and I'm like, no, I think a 4 is probably the most comfortable I feel giving
Yeah.
it, because it's not good.
No.
It's just not bad, which is kind of like, I mean, out of all the movies I think we've talked about so far, I still think like Freddy's Dead, the Nightmare remake, I think are worse. I mean, I feel like it might be because Nightmare 5 wasn't very good either, but I'm trying to think if I actually like. No, actually, I think Nightmare 5 is slightly better because you could tell there was some kind of like. Oh, actually, no, I don't.
I mean, like on a technical level, I think Texas 3 is better.
Yeah.
But oh my god, I'm on a technical level, Texas Chainsaw 3 is better. But
Yeah.
on an entertaining level, I guess 5 for Nightmare is better. And that's mainly because I really hated 5, so it gets me worked up. So when I watch it, it's at least funny to make fun of. While Texas 3 is just kind of like, I don't like any of this. I think this is dumb. I don't agree with the direction they went, and I'm just bored.
And
Nightmare 5 had me angry.
I mean, that's fair. At least you got some emotion out of Nightmare 5. This one, you're just kind of like dead inside.
I'm just like, okay, let's move on to the next movie. Nah, Texas 4, I'm gonna be riled up next podcast. I'm gonna be riled up.
Apparently, Texas 4 is not very good.
No, it's not. It's horrible.
Apparently, that movie has like a cult following.
Because of how bad it is. Mainly because of Matthew McConaughey. Like,
And that's it.
He was like the only good part of the movie, and not because it was like his character was good or anything like that. It was just because he was the only one with personality, and he was so like balls off the walls, like crazy in it, and it's just like you could tell he had a good time making it, even if no one else did.
He's the only one that tried.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, well,
He was just
We'll
having fun with it.
Yeah. I mean, we'll definitely we're going to talk about that next episode. And then after that, we'll be talking about the 2 remakes from Platinum Dunes and then the Lionsgate, brief little Lionsgate era there. And then the Netflix movie.
Dude, I'm so excited for the Netflix movie. It's so funny. Oh my god, it is hilarious. Favorite comedy film for real.
And the sad part is it wasn't even trying to be a comedy.
No, it wasn't, and I just love it. I will always quote it with the Dante, I think his name was, where he just goes, "Oh!" Like, why did he do that?
Oh my god, that I cringed right there when you did that. And
no, it's hilarious. No, the movie's so funny because of stuff like that. It's just like they really thought they cooked with this. They did, just not in the way they wanted.
Oh god, I cannot.
I'm excited.
Now I cannot wait. So I feel like that does it for tonight.
Yes.
I don't think there's really much left. Do you want to plug anything before we head out, or?
All I got to plug in really is like my YouTube channel, AngryCareBears. I haven't really uploaded anything in a while. I've been busy and just not really doing much. But I mean, if you're interested in like video game music type stuff, I upload it there. I'm hoping to do video game reviews with the Austinator on that soon, similar to the movie reviews here, but with video games. Don't know when the start time for that would be, but I am excited for that, especially games that I would be passionate about. So there'd be more to talk about between us. And yeah, that's kind of it.
Fair enough. Honestly, to just plug myself real quick, I'm pretty much everywhere. You don't really need to. If I'm on a channel, just check me out there. Basco Scenario, Robert Storms. You can find me on Chaos Central, Real Review 3000. And when she figures it out, I'll be on Angry Care Bears channel. We'll be covering some stuff. And that, I think, about does it for tonight. I got her channel in the description, so check her out. And
yeah.
I think that about wraps it up for tonight. So
all right.
I want to thank everybody for watching. I know a very short episode, but next episode will probably be a lengthier one because it's Texas Chainsaw 4. So
more passion, more video.
Indeed. So thank you everybody for watching. This is the Austinator and Angry Care Bears signing out.
Bye-bye.
No!